In this lesson, we're going to talk about the very basics of Wireshark. This is going to be a really quick lesson. The CISA exam doesn't go into detail around Wireshark. You just have to know very high level what it is. And what it is it's a packet analyzer and a network protocol communication device or analyzer. It basically lets you view packets. That's really what it is. It was formerly called Ethereal. The name changed in 2006. I think there was actually a copyright trademark law, so they have to change the name. I'm glad they did. I've actually mentioned this a couple times before. I mentioned this on Twitter a lot. I actually like Wireshark a lot better. It actually makes a little more sense to me. Sounds a little sexier, and it's easier to say than Ethereal or Ethereal House. As some people used to say it. I think the proper way to pronounce it was Ethereal. Anyways, like I said, it's a packet analyzer, network communication analyzer, protocol communications analyzer, and it's a really good all-around tool. Now, even though it's a little beyond the scope of the CISA Plus exam, I think it's really important to understand this tool and to learn this tool. I suggest spending some time with the tool. Now, it's been around for a long time. Even when it was Ethereal, it's been around for quite a number of years. Hasn't changed that much, and there is a lot of documentation on how to use it well. Now, since there's a lot of documentation on how you use it well, you can do a lot of work on your own. It's a fun tool. I always say you can separate usually the seasoned network engineers, the seasoned professionals, is if they understand packet capture programs and packet analyzers. And I would say if you really want to get ahead in your career and really kind of give yourself an advantage that most people don't have, because these days most people don't really understand, protocol analyzers and how to capture packets and what that really means. But if you can even get just a little bit of handle on it, you're going to be in a very good place. Especially for your career. And as I said, there is tons and tons of videos available, tons of documentation, tons of training, and a lot of it is completely free. I would really highly recommend understanding Wireshark. Alright, so let's look at how Wireshark looks. This is a screenshot from my own system. It's me browsing a website. You can see different things. So I'm going to look at the top part of the screen, and I see different things out here. First of all, I see the request number. I see the time. The time is actually in different formats. You can change the time. This is when it occurs from the system capturing. You can see the source address. The source address is actually me. That's my system, 172.16.45.52. This is the destination addresses that I'm going to. So I'm capturing everything on my network card, but you can actually have your network card on a sniffer port. You can have, basically a monitor port on a switch. You can have this in multiple, between streams. As long as you can see the traffic, you can capture anything on the network or on the wire from this traffic. Anything in clear text, so if it's like clear text usernames and passwords, you'll be able to see that. You'll be able to see any type of network information that's out there. That's why it's really important to also have encryption, because you can see there's a lot of clear text in here as well. You can see the protocol. So this is a lot of web protocols. You can see I'm doing a get. So I could actually go to this web server and do a get on this ncll.txt document. This is actually what I'm getting. There's a lot of other gets on here as well. This is what I'm requesting this. I'm actually doing this post is where I'm sending the web server some information. Maybe I'm submitting a form. I'm submitting something else. You can see some good information out here. If I look in the middle part, it actually gives me more information around the frame itself. It gives me a little more information about the protocol being used. And if I can look on the bottom, I actually see some of the raw data. So what's being transferred on the wire. I can see what's being transferred on the wire is it tells me the user agent that I'm using. So I'm using, what I'm using, my Microsoft version. I'm using the host where I'm going to. So there's a lot of good information out here. Wire packets, this is typical of what it looks like. If I go back to the middle, I can see that I'm actually connecting to a Cisco switch. out there because I see a Cisco MAC address that's defined there. You can trace connections. You can put connections together. There's a lot of good information out here. Once again, this is just going to be an intro. This is, like I said, kind of beyond the scope of this of the exam, but I just wanted you to be aware of some basics on Wireshark. I'm going to talk a little bit more about just how to set up your Wireshark and maybe how to do some best practices in the next sub lesson. So I will see you in the next sub lesson.